We're live, and I don't know how to put the intro on, so we are here. All right, so we ain't got through all the
Welcome.
training yet, but go
What's
ahead.
up? I'm DJ. Well, what's up? I'm DJ Hazmat.
Yeah, and I'm Matty Wills.
Welcome to Matt and Matt Sports, a special off-season edition.
Cheers.
Are you sure I just seen that it said the broadcast is live, because Matt, you
Yeah.
in charge of running all this now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
we
if
live.
if
Oh, we
something don't
live.
go smooth, don't go smooth, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. That
It is
that's the
what it
man.
is, man.
That's the man behind the scenes right there.
Yeah, it's
No, 'cause
been a while, man. We have not
it has.
wrapped live in a stream since, and we encourage you all to drop your comments and all of that. I'm sorry, we will not have all the grand production that we normally have today, but we haven't wrapped since postseason wrapped.
Yeah. Right.
It was a wild year for the Cleveland Browns, something that we didn't predict going into last season, but it is what
At
it
all.
is, and here's where we are.
Caused a lot of turmoil there at the end of the season, throughout the
Yeah,
season, the end of the season.
yeah,
Fans divided, the
still,
fans arguing and fighting and fussing and flickering with each other
yeah.
over opinions and things that neither fan has control over.
Not a damn, not even an ounce
People
of control over any of
people
it.
people not even speaking to each other or as much as they used to because of situations like this. And I,
So
for
true.
one, am guilty of getting in such type situations, fallings out of sorts, if you will. Because
Well,
I,
you ain't talking about me. We're cool. We're always gonna be cool, man. I don't. We listen. The Browns have got this hold on all of their Browns fans. And we're passionate, man. And we're ride or die. I
nasty.
know you see Susie Lawrence Moore just dropped a comment, huge Browns fan. And
Yeah,
we all know how much
Susie.
we dedicate our
Yes,
lives to the Browns. Before we talk about the big deal, think about this. It's March. We talk about the Browns every day.
yeah.
It's
I,
March.
well, because look, you see, the Browns is in my blood, even if the hat is blue.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter,
I'm coming.
because I just, it is what it is, man. We grew up on the Browns. Everybody that you talk to will tell you how long they've been a Browns fan,
For sure.
what they remember. They go back to this date or that date, and everybody who sticks with the Browns, you deserve, your place in Browns Nation. So, and we, just like any other family, we fight and argue about decisions and choices and players and play calls and philosophies and mindsets and all types of things, all because we just simply want these Browns to win. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
I want to ask you
have we
before
got
we get into it. I just want to ask you. Everybody knows what the news is now.
yeah, yeah.
I will peel the curtain back. Has wanted to go live yesterday. It was just last minute. We was just doing stuff. We should have broke the news
The
live
news
yesterday,
is
but
last minute. News is last minute. It always is. It's breaking news.
for sure.
You
So
got to be on top of that.
everybody knows what the deal was, or at least the gist of it. We'll break it down and get into the specifics in just a moment. But everybody in the city has every remote that I've ever done with you. Anytime I'm out downtown, we used to go to Cavs game, whatever. Everybody knows Has, and everybody knows Has is a huge Browns fan. So
Mhm.
as the elder statesman in this industry, especially in our building, as the Browns fan, what was your initial reaction, and how do you feel about the Browns acquiring Deshaun Watson? Also, please drop your comments. We'll get to those as much as we can in just a second. But how do you feel about the move, bro?
I'll tell you this, man. First and foremost, let me answer that question directly, and I'll tell you how I get to this point. Who wouldn't be happy to have Deshaun Watson as the quarterback of their NFL football team
Right, I'm with you.
as a talent? Who wouldn't be? Me included. And I've said that plenty of times. And I know we've gotten to a lot of back and forth. And I think sometimes people don't hear what my point has always been. And I've been labeled Baker worshiper, Baker lover. He's my whatever,
The
and this
Baker
and this and that.
boys. Yeah,
Right.
you know you a Baker boy.
Well, to me, Baker is just the latest quarterback that's quarterbacking the Cleveland Browns. And I support whoever the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns is because I want them to win. Now, I was always against why did we turn on him? And I still to this day, I got into a lot of arguments because I feel like the people who don't like Baker Mayfield just needed to hear you say and emphatic he sucks or whatever your opinion is. You just needed the other side to agree with you. It's okay to agree to disagree. Your opinion is he's not a good quarterback. My opinion is he is a good quarterback. And that's it. That's where it ends. It's not about me worshiping a quarterback. It's not about me fighting and making excuses for a quarterback. And I've been bullied. I would say this. I've been bullied by you Browns fans because of my support for Baker Mayfield and his tenure here at the Cleveland Browns. Just bullied. Just jumped on. I'm crazy. I'm delusional. I'm not being a realistic guy. When all I said was, why can't we just support who's playing? You understand? And I'll get to another point about that. We'll bring that full circle. Interesting now that the situation is going the way it's going. So now people think, let's go at Has because we got Deshaun Watson and they're laughing at me. I've always said Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield, but people never hear what I'm saying. But I'm saying the Browns fan base, media, has gotten to a very desperate place, a very dark place, a sunken place, if you will.
Oh, wait. I feel like this is about to take a left turn. I want to make sure I heard you right. Are you about to attack the Cleveland sports media? Is that where we're going with this right now? Because before you go that direction,
I wouldn't necessarily say that I was about to attack.
Let me
anyone.
let you finish. I'll give my thoughts
Let's
in
not
a second.
use those words.
You do
what
your
I'm
thing.
saying, if the Cleveland Browns nation came to, as a whole, just came to sit on my couch as a psychiatrist just to talk to me about why they are in such a anxious feeling of despair and desperation, I will look to the past to know the path of the Cleveland Browns fan and why in 2022 they would be in such a hasty-minded position to do something. Please win me something right now because I can't take it anymore. That is where the mentality is, and that is where a lot of decisions and opinions have been driven from. And it's not about attacking, it's about realizing that that's the mind state. It's like let's say, for lack of better, this is something everybody can relate to. A person who's been scorned in a relationship over and over and over again, they get scorned. So every time they come into a new relationship, they're scarred from the old relationship. So they have a wall up with the new relationship, and they don't really give the new relationship much of a chance. Even if the new relationship has some good qualities, they're like, you better be perfect right now, or I got to go out of this relationship. And so I was against more so the mentality, not so much that I was a Baker worshiper. I would say that you should want the Browns to win more so than you hate the quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? You should want the Browns to win more so than you hate the quarterback. Because if you show up and everybody gets a chance to take a crack at the quarterback, whoever he is, Baker, Brandon Wheaton, Deshaun Kaiser, you could go down the jersey list, and anybody could have taken a crack at any of these quarterbacks. But in this day and age, you can get to them way more personal. You can get to them right up. You can get right to them, and honestly, there are a section of fans that are very talk about one adult in a room. Some of these fans need to be adults on social media when they're attacking and saying some of the things that they say. Now, Matt, you and I aren't privy to all that because we aren't the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But I can only imagine when somebody says something ignorant, it's hard for me to ignore the ignorance, even when I with my little small little whatever you saying. People know me. If somebody comes on my page and challenges me in a way where I'm like, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit hard to do. So no, I am not mad that we have Deshaun Watson. I always didn't think that we didn't have to give up any players to get him. I was like, let's not sell the farm and hurt ourselves down the line to get Deshaun Watson, because then it would be, to me, a temporary thing. Now, I'm admiring what Andrew Berry is doing and how he's pulling this
Andrew
whole
Berry
situation off.
needs to be praised for the move that he made to get Deshaun Watson. I don't think that should be understated. The amount of criticism that he received when it was announced that the Browns were out of the running.
Oh, yeah.
For him to flip
Trust
it,
me, they were
get
going to try to run
Deshaun,
him,
not give up any active players on the roster. Come on, bro. And then not only to get him, but to have him for 5 years, to me, was a major key. Like, the amount of money that Deshaun Watson has been guaranteed, $230 million or $235 million, whatever it is. It's a lot of money. But guess what? It ain't my money. Like, my cupboards is going to be all right upstairs. So I don't really concern myself with that too much, because as
well,
Keyshawn
it is
Johnson,
some of my money.
Well,
it is some of my
Keyshawn
money.
Well, yeah, a season ticket holder. And we're going to get to some of these comments in 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. But Keyshawn Johnson, he says on ESPN all the time that salary cap in the NFL, man, it's like play money. So when they say, when you see people online saying, we guaranteed them $230 million, that's going to hurt us in the cap space. And man, listen, they going to move all that money around. You see what they did with Amari Cooper's contract. They front loaded most of the money so they can still make moves, man. So listen, don't worry about the cap. Don't worry about the contract. We have what many consider to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL for the next 5 years on his Cleveland Browns roster that almost went to the playoffs last year with not very good quarterback play. And we all know everything that happened last year with Odell and all of that stuff. So I'll answer the question real quick, and then we'll get to some of these comments. The question about if I'm happy that Deshaun Watson is a Cleveland Brown. Absolutely. We all know it was about week 3, week 4, week 5 last season when I told you, Has, on this show live, it was the day that I said to myself, I don't believe in Baker as a long-term solution. Do I feel bad for the kid? Yeah, I feel bad for him. Did he get a little bit of a raw deal? Maybe he did get a little bit of a raw deal, but he brought some of that upon himself with his own actions, with his own, Baker is a guy who's very passionate, and I think that's what a lot of us Clevelanders have latched on to. He's passionate, he wants to be here, and he beat the Steelers. So it's like
he don't want to be here anymore.
No, he doesn't want to be here anymore. He wanted to be here, and he beat the Steelers in the playoffs. It was the perfect storm. Of course, we want to latch on to this guy for the rest of his career. But when you look at his overall numbers since he's been a starter in the NFL, yes, he's had some bright spots, and he's had some down moments as well. And to me, the consistency just wasn't there. So at that moment, I know he was hurt last year, and I know that he's better than he was at quarterback for us last year. He will prove to be better than that throughout the remainder of his career. I'm sure of that. I don't think that his potential is high enough to get to a Super Bowl, though. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Either way, it'll be on somebody else's team. Am I happy that Deshaun Watson is here? Abso-freaking-lutely. Has, you got a fan, Antoine Steele, who's been challenging some of the things that you said when you were talking about Baker and his overall ability. His comment was, you haven't said anyone was better than Baker the whole NFL season, and he watches a lot of our shows, so I'm sure he's got his notebook out. Devontae P. Philpott said, do you feel like Baker was wrong from requesting a trade? I don't think so. I mean, the writing was on the wall at that point. But Has, what do you think?
No, he wasn't wrong for requesting a trade. I get it. I mean, some people want they like, people compared how he reacted to how Matt Ryan reacted in Atlanta. But you got to understand, Matt Ryan is a what is he, a 10-year vet?
He's a
How many?
40-year-old man.
Yeah, like yeah,
He's like out.
that is a grown man who has been through some things in the NFL and understands how this game goes.
Yeah,
And he's been to a Super Bowl. He knows that he's getting on the back nine of his career.
for sure.
And so of course, and he's made a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of money.
He's gotten his contract. So of course he does he can
He'll
say
go
that.
wherever the wind blows right now. He out
Right.
here to collect a couple more paychecks. I feel you.
Exactly. Somebody will sign Matt Ryan if he's not going to be in Atlanta. So that's a totally different situation. We understanding that Baker Mayfield does have an ego, and he wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Some would say his bark is bigger than his bite, though. And I'm
well,
someone. I would
well,
say that.
well, I'll say this. If you sometimes, people as sports fans, we forget to try and put ourselves in people's shoes sometimes. You know what I mean? So I certainly would get emotional. I'm an emotional guy when people attack me. So I got to learn how to be a little bit more like, whoa, if I'm gonna be more successful in this career, because I'll be ready to go right back at somebody. They say something crazy to me. Shout out to Michael Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way out from San Antone.
Yeah.
San
He comes
Antone.
through with the comments all the time. We
But
appreciate you, Mike.
I think because of how they went about it and didn't tell him that I think he saw the writing on the wall. It's like,
But,
well, get me on up out of here.
well,
Get me on
I
up out of here.
will say I don't necessarily believe that they didn't tell him anything. I don't necessarily believe that. Mike's comment was, hey, from San Antonio, fellas, long time no talk. I don't know how I feel about Watson coming to town, but I will say I'm disgusted and disappointed at the Browns regime for how they treated Baker.
Huh.
Business is business, I know, but the fact they blatantly disrespected Mayfield,
Huh.
I worry that sort of action will persuade better quality players from considering our team. And I got the IPA in me, so forgive me for my stumbling. But
ain't no gonna persuade nobody from considering the team now that we have Deshaun Watson. I mean, we
no.
didn't really have to persuade too many people to come
Nick
here. We
Chubb,
already had
Myles Garrett.
a stacked roster, and now because they've adjusted the that they redid the contract of Cooper to make room, they're saying this possibility we'll get Clowney and Jarvis Landry back. So
Yep.
yeah,
Jarvis would be the perfect number 2, and he has something to prove because he's had 2 down years, 2 injury riddled years. I think Jarvis would love to perform in a brown and orange uniform. I hope they can figure out a way to keep him here. So we'll see.
But I'll say this, like leading into there is a healthy amount of Browns fans who don't agree with this decision.
Yeah,
and
talk about
I'll say this, and my thing has always been I'm rooting for the guy who's out there trying to play and help us win, whether he's the greatest quarterback or whether he's an average quarterback. I want him to be good enough for us to win. And when we get something like that, yeah, for me it was like, hey, steady is the way to continued and long-term success, i.e. the New England Patriots, or you can get you a Super Bowl and then maybe never go again in the next 15 years by paying.
Which is what happens to most teams who aren't Tom Brady.
Well, I
don't have Tom Brady as a quarterback.
But Tom Brady was not a number 1 overall draft pick. He was never expected to be the greatest quarterback of all time. He grew into that. And a lot of times people don't allow, we in this microwave society where we need this thing to happen right now. So nobody gets the groom. When you look at the Patrick Mahomes, whose team was already on the brink of AFC championships before he was inserted into that. You know what I'm saying? So he just was like the icing on the cake of a team that was already capable. And maybe Deshaun will be that for us. You know what I'm saying? So, but
saw it with the Rams last year.
But then,
I'm just a different quarterback and won a Super Bowl.
But as a person, when you think of the Hall of Fame quarterbacks, people that we know that won multiple Super Bowls in our lifetime, when you think of guys like a Troy Aikman or something like that, you remember or Peyton Manning, you remember the beginnings of their careers and how they weren't winning right away and how they grew into being the guys that they are. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you don't know which way it's going to go. If you're not patient to wait, then you got to pay for it. If you
My
patient enough to let the system build its way up and be sustainable, then that's a different approach. But it ain't everybody don't got to be arguing about it or saying you this or you're less of a Browns fan because you like it this way or that way, or arguing or calling each other names. I just think it got ridiculous for a while. I took a break, Matty Wills, and
you did.
I've come back in a place of peace, as you can see. Like I'm not
Listen,
I'm not here to argue with folks. I still got people chiming in on my page thinking it's funny because they think that I'm like heartbroken. My poor Baker Mayfield is gone. Oh
well, I will
God.
say this,
Listen,
man,
I'm a
you may
Browns fan.
not be heartbroken, but some people are, that Baker is no longer the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. There's some people who drove their allegiance to him so far that they're upset with the Browns. And it's twofold too, right? Because it's not just about how they perceivably have treated Baker, but it's also about the fact that Deshaun Watson does not come in unscathed, at
Mm,
least from just a
speak on it.
popularity standpoint and a personal and a legal standpoint. So I mean, we got to address the elephant in the room. A
Right.
lot of people, like you alluded to earlier, are not going to be happy with the fact that the Browns have conceivably handed the keys over to a guy who's facing a bunch of wild stuff in the courts right now. 22 open civil cases against Deshaun Watson for sexual misconduct and some for even sexual assault. The criminal charges, though, were dropped a couple of weeks ago or last week, and whenever it was, I think it was at the beginning of last week, which is what kind of opened up everything, the race to get Deshaun Watson. But do you think this will have any real impact on fans in the stands in September and even moving forward? I mean, how long do you think it'll take for Cleveland to accept Deshaun?
Well, I'll tell you, brother. If you can just go and look on any post in any page right now, and you can take the temperature of how people feel, and there's people that feel very strongly
Mhm.
against. Like there's people I've heard people in on local media speak of being conflicted
Oh, I've heard it.
about how. Well, to me, I'd say be careful with judging people before they were like, well, if it's 22 people, somebody's not lying. You know what I mean? So those are the things. But I'm not a judge, not a jury. I do know he won't face criminal charges for this.
It's got to mean
You know what I'm
something.
saying? I mean,
It's got
so
that has to mean something.
right. So and let's not, this is America. Let's not act like ladies haven't lied on the brothers before. But anyway, I'm not saying that they have, but I just always found it very interesting the timing of these allegations. They
There you
came
go.
out right after he drew his line in the sand with the Houston Texans.
Yep.
He was a model citizen before that. Right after he drew that line, he became an alleged sexual predator. So I just say be careful with the prejudging. Obviously, if he's done anything to a woman, he is dead wrong, and I don't believe I am against anybody who tries to take advantage of a woman in any way. I of course I have a daughter, I have a granddaughter,
Right.
a wife, mom,
Mother, right.
grandmother, so and I understand, but let's not get too far off on the thing before we know anything, any facts, or if any of this is really true.
Right.
Because this is like a person coming to court for the first time, and I mean, he is a young man, and he's admitted to that. Yeah, I do like to go into the massage parlor and get my happy endings. You know what I'm saying?
It's one way to put it.
nobody, nobody, nobody faulted Robert Kraft for doing that. So
Hey,
Robert
Patriots
Kraft,
fans are still filling that stadium
right? So, but there are people saying that they're not going to follow the Browns anymore. I've seen those statements. I've
for
seen,
sure.
I've seen, but there are people on the waiting list to get season tickets that'll
Yeah.
be waiting right there. Oh, you don't want them season tickets no more? I'll take those.
Yeah.
So when the Browns are winning, and I pray that none of this is true about Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson. It would be very unfortunate to find out that any of this. of this stuff is true. He seemed like a good young man. Just right before all of this trade stuff started happening, and when I watched him when how he broke down on TV when like the realization that he wasn't going to face criminal charges. I'm going to hold judgment.
Yeah, I'm with you, and my
Watson.
response would be similar to yours in that I do want to see how it plays out. To me personally, the fact that they did not have enough to bring this to him in a criminal manner means a lot to me in terms
it meant a lot to all of the NFL teams.
Well, yeah.
As soon as they found out, it meant a lot to the Browns. Of course, hey, run $230 million for you right here, guaranteed. What? He ain't going to jail.
No,
he gonna miss 6 games. Give him $230 million. Right.
Now
they was like, he was walking out the door. He's like, nah, Cleveland. They was like, hold on.
Yeah, we can guarantee you.
And Andrew was like, hey, Jimmy, you want me to get this done? I can get it done, but I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you what it's gonna take right now.
Gotta give him that guaranteed cash.
The whole 230. Give it to him.
So I don't know.
Can you imagine when he said that to Jimmy Haslam? Jimmy Haslam looked at Andrew Berry like,
I think Jimmy had a lot to do with driving this train. I think Jimmy had a lot to do with driving this train. It's his money.
Boy, they could write a movie about this one. They can make a movie about this one, boy.
They might.
This one right here. This is historic. This was a historic move by the Cleveland Browns. This is the most guaranteed money in the history of the NFL. Now, one of the things that I am most happy about, based on the circle of friends that I deal with, is that now maybe I don't have to hear all of the biatching and complaining week in and week out, win or lose, crying. We ain't got this. We gotta get it. We gotta get this.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want. They call it the most important position in sports. Not about to do all that. They call it the most.
Boy, if you about to give me an epitaph on the quarterback right now,
I'm just saying. Look, we have seen, if there's one thing that Browns fan knows, it's bad quarterback play. Now, over the years, and with all of the 30 plus,
one thing quarterbacks know is that when you come to Cleveland, you die.
Well, look, no, this is what I'll say. In the defense of the quarterbacks, not all of them, most of them, probably 80-90% of them, were put in a position to fail. They were not put in a position to succeed. They had a horrible offensive line, which resulted in a horrible running game. They never had any receivers. You had Josh Gordon have a crazy year, and we almost go to the playoffs. Still don't even get to the playoffs with Josh Gordon. So the quarterbacks that have been here have not been put in a position to succeed until Baker Mayfield, until Baker comes. And now we have Kevin Stefanski, and we have the best offensive line in football.
We go to the playoffs, and we win a playoff game when he's healthy.
We have a top 10 defense. We have the best, maybe arguably the second best, maybe third best running back in football. We have everything.
And we went to the playoffs and won a playoff game with all that.
1 out of 4 years, we went to the playoffs.
We didn't have all of that in 4 years. We only had that for 1 year.
With Baker Mayfield.
We only had that his first playoff year. I'm just saying, you guys keep lumping. You're going to lump all of the years together, or you just going to talk about when we had. I'm just saying, you convolute the story when you want to throw everything in.
You're not letting me throw everything in, though. My point is that he had everything that a quarterback could want. He was doing well with them. Fam, wait. He didn't look great. We went to the playoffs.
After he got hurt, he definitely did not.
Fam. When we went to the playoffs, did Baker Mayfield go to the Pro Bowl as a quarterback? Was he one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? No. And we all saw it in the games that we lost or in the games that were too close. We were looking at the quarterback because
at the defense.
He was not elevating anybody.
The defense wasn't getting anybody off the field. Remember, we was hollering about the defense.
Fam. Who were we hollering about the most? Who was the most important person?
Y'all were hollering about the most. I was looking at overall.
This is an inevitable end to all of our conversations about Baker Mayfield
Sorry.
because you're ignoring the fact that he was never consistently above average, and that's exactly why he's not
I
going
never
to
said
be.
he. So
And
so
that's hold on,
if
that's
I don't
exactly
acknowledge that, am I then saying that he's above average?
no. I don't know what that question even means. I'm just trying to
No,
make a
no, no.
point. So my
But
point is,
by not agreeing with you, does that mean that I'm saying that he's elite?
what are you talking about?
No, because people tell me I'll get this. They'll be like, Baker Mayfield is not an elite quarterback. I never said that.
Okay, but we have an elite one now. So
No,
what are
that's
we
great.
talking about?
No, I'm just saying I don't understand what y'all want out of the people who don't
We
agree
want
with
him to be
me
better.
about Baker
That's why he's
Mayfield.
not here anymore. We wanted him to be better. If he
No,
was a better quarterback,
okay,
he would
fine.
have beat who was the backup in
He would
Kansas
have
City
what?
that we lost to in the
If he
second
was a better,
playoff
if
game.
he was a,
He would have beat the Kansas City Chiefs. He would have beat the backup in Kansas City, and the
how do
Browns
y'all
would have
always
been
say?
able to
Why
compete
do people
to go
always
to the
say
Super Bowl.
quarterbacks beat quarterbacks? Because quarterbacks beat defenses.
Right. You can keep making excuses for him as long as you want.
It's not an
I'm not
excuse.
going to let you make me upset because he's no longer our problem.
Why
He's
you
going to be the problem of the
you
Indianapolis
all
Colts
hot under
or
you all hot
somewhere
under the
else,
hood?
and
You
it'll
getting
be
all
all
hot?
good.
You the one getting all hot under the hood?
Yeah, and listen, at the bottom line is if Baker was better, we wouldn't have pursued Deshaun Watson.
It's fine.
Period. Period. He never elevated enough to convince everybody that he was the man. Did he have
Okay.
flashes? Yes, he had flashes. Do
Yeah,
flashes
and
win you a Super
you can
Bowl?
flash in a little short time. That was a short time to flash.
Yeah, and now he's out of here.
He flashed in the first year. He had a tough year. The
Yeah,
second year.
highly.
Yeah, you know what's funny to me though? Let me just say this because I gotta say this. These 2 points. First off, it's funny to me because in the
You love
beginning
you
of the
some Baker.
no, it's not. It's not about Baker. Stop it.
You
It's not about
love you some
no.
Baker.
It's not about. It's not even about that. I don't know why y'all keep saying that.
I'm gonna crack another IPA
I
and get
just
ready for
don't
your
agree.
soliloquy.
Y'all want me to say he's bad. I won't say it, and now you say I love whatever.
I'm not saying that you gotta say he's bad.
Well, what you want? What you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I'm
Okay,
just want you
fine
to
then.
understand that
But
the
listen,
reason why he's not here is because he's not that good. Period. But go
okay.
ahead.
And so, did you gain a pectoral muscle when you said that or something? Oh my
Nah,
goodness, you
I haven't hit the
guys be
gym in
really
quite some
feeling
time.
like I put my foot down, Baker. Stop it. Anyway, so it's just funny, man. You guys really think you're accomplishing something. Anyway, let me
Oliver
say,
Allison says I said that during the season and has got pissed. That's basically how our relationship goes, Oliver.
said
But go
what
ahead.
during the season?
I don't
I
know.
don't
Probably
even
when I
know.
was just ranting and raving about how
I don't care.
average Baker is. Go ahead, man. Make your point.
Hey, I can believe Baker is average too.
Okay. So why should we have kept
Let
him
me
on the
finish my point.
roster
Hold on.
if he's average?
Okay, you know what was funny? When Baker first arrived, everybody hated Hugh Jackson, right? Everybody's focus was on Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
Baker goes against Hugh. Everybody likes Baker. Baker sets the rookie record. Oh, I'm cool with Baker. Yeah. Get Hugh out of here. Stop it. I'm just
Name me one
telling the
other
story.
stat that he compares to Peyton
Listen.
Manning in.
I'm just
besides
telling
that
you. I'm
rookie
just telling
record.
you. I'm just telling you how these fans are. I'm just pointing out to the point I made earlier about the desperation of the fan. So you're on Hugh's ass. Get him out of here. He's the worst. This and this and that. So yeah. So you get Hugh. So you get Freddie Kitchens and Freddie and Baker. Y'all loved it at first, and then that blew up in the face. And then it was like, no.
And you hated the Freddie Kitchens hire. We talked about it on this show. We never liked that hire. It was a dumb hire. It's one of the dumbest hires in Browns history.
And
Come on.
So Baker Mayfield throws the majority of these interceptions. They always hang over his head, or in that season, that one season. So he has a bad year. Now they hate Baker. You know what I'm saying? But then. So now they off Baker. So throughout the whole playoff season, it's like I'm not gonna see anything. I don't want to see anything that he could give credit for because I already believe he sucks. And from now on, I just want another quarterback. So
that's so
and then so he wins the playoff game, but it wasn't because of him, it's because of the running game.
It wasn't. Do you want to go over how that game?
No, I don't care. No, I'm just saying
right.
This is how the mindset works. There was the people who got on that side had an inability to see anything positive. And it was just like, for me, it was just like, I just want to win. Just like when Brian Hoyer was a quarterback. I just want to win. So it didn't matter to me if he was Patrick Mahomes. If you expected him to be Patrick Mahomes, then yeah, he gonna fall short of that. But if you use him like he's Baker Mayfield, then maybe you have a little bit more success. Because if Baker Mayfield can't do the things Patrick Mahomes can do, but you got to do the things Baker Mayfield can do, and do
Or
that.
do the things that Deshaun Watson can do. And let's
Well,
roll that
no,
out
no,
there and
I
let's
feel you,
see
but that's fine. That's what we'll do this year, and hopefully all of that works out.
in the next
And I won't
5.
have to hear y'all belly aching about the team because I didn't like it when I came back to Cleveland and found out that the fans had turned into a bunch of whiny, crying ass, and then moaning all the time.
You
It's
always
crazy.
find a way to blame the
I'm not blaming nothing. I'm just telling you how
inadequacies
y'all
of the
are.
Browns on the
I'm not
fans.
blaming no
It's
inadequacies.
fascinating to me.
Dude, dude,
We don't make
you
any
do
we
you do
you
you
said
do
it.
know
We
that.
don't make
You
any of the
do know. I'm
decisions
just telling you how it
that
goes.
go
You
on.
like them, then you hate them, then you want them gone.
Yeah.
Then the owner,
What have you done for me
the
lately?
owner appeases you though.
Let's just win
The owner
games.
does appease whatever the Browns mafia wants. If he's hearing, oh, they don't like this guy, I got to get rid of him.
That man has billions upon billions of dollars.
He's done everything y'all have asked.
I don't know. He hasn't.
You didn't like Hugh. He got
He
rid of
didn't
Hugh.
keep Odell. That's what
You-
I wanted, and they didn't do that.
You didn't like Hugh. He got rid of Hugh. You
Make
didn't like
Baker.
Freddie. He got rid of Freddie. You don't like
Yes.
Baker. He got rid of Baker.
Look at the records and win percentages of
doing
all the guys that you just talked about.
Everything that y'all
Baker
cry
make-
about,
All right.
he does it for y'all. So
Right.
you should love Jimmy Haslam.
I do love Jimmy
He gonna
Haslam.
change it. He gonna change it for y'all. If y'all
Good.
get mad at Deshaun Watson, he'll find a way to get rid of him.
Good. Let me counter just with saying two things. I do love Jimmy Haslam. Thank you for doing that. I do love the fact that he made the team pursue Deshaun Watson. I forgot my 2 points, so now I'm just freestyling. And I don't think that blaming the fans for any of the things that happened within the Browns organization is a good idea. Here's my point. I'm sorry that I just remembered. You talk about the exiling of Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens like they did not deserve it. Hugh Jackson won 1 game in 2 years. Freddie Kitchens never even was an offensive or defensive coordinator. He got his job because Baker Mayfield thought he should get the job. Widely reported. That was the story. That's how Freddie Kitchens jumped up to head coach from running backs coach or whatever the hell he was doing. And that's why he doesn't have a head coaching job in the NFL right now, and neither does Hugh Jackson. Those guys, if you go and you win 10%, 20% of your games, if the locker room does not believe in you, which they clearly didn't believe in with Hugh or Freddie, especially Hugh, Baker's attitude, flipping Hugh the ball when he was on the sideline with the Bengals. Come on, dog.
They liked it back then because they hated you.
Shouldn't have stayed on this roster. Come on, you can't argue that. You can't argue that Hugh Jackson or Freddie Kitchens should have remained the head coach of the Browns. Come on. And this was my real point. I just remembered it real quick.
No, I don't make the decision, so it don't matter to me.
Two things.
I root for people to do well, man.
I know.
I want to see people do good.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? Because
since 2018, Baker Mayfield.
I gotta talk to the Lord when this is all over and see how I was treating people.
Since 2018, Baker Mayfield leads the league in interceptions, number 1, and number 2, his overall starting win-loss record is under 500. So we could wait for 10 years for Baker Mayfield to come around, or we could push all our chips into the middle of the table, grab Deshaun Watson, and roll out. Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward, them dudes ain't going to be in the prime of their careers forever, okay? Nick Chubb is already out there. What is this going to be, his 4th or 5th year? We know how running backs hit those walls. We didn't have time to wait for Baker to be good. So it is what it is, and I'm happy that we made the move. Haz is happy that we made the move, but he's also upset of how we treated Baker Mayfield. So sooner or later, the Baker Mayfield story will die.
I'll say
and we can just talk about the future. But
let's all keep the same energy. My energy has always been to support the guy, right? So my energy will never change. You know what I'm saying? But
Deshaun Watson, 67% winning record from my dude Twan Steele. That's pretty damn good. No?
Is it a 67%
I
win rate?
mean, that's what he's reporting, so Imma ride with him. I don't
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think it
stake
is.
my reputation on it, but I would ride with him, and I
But
would say
it's
he
not a
did that
67%.
with the Houston Texans.
He stop it, man. He's giving you fake news, and you're gonna make
What's
yourself
the
sound
number?
crazy going
What's
off
the
of it.
numbers? What's the numbers?
What's his record?
I don't know. He says he
Deshaun
said
Watson.
he's
Deshaun
doubling
Watson.
down. He's
Deshaun,
doubling down and says, "Yes, it is." So what do you got to say, Has?
I'll just give you the numbers.
Alright.
He's 28 and 26.
28 and 26.
Yeah.
So that means I didn't do good in math at school. But to get the win percent, you take the total number of games and you do something with the total number of wins, right? Listen, I wasn't a math major if you couldn't figure that out by the last 30 seconds of what I just said.
It's
But
it's it's just a little above 500. It's definitely not 67% or near 70% like Twine is talking about. It's 20. It's two more wins than losses.
hey, how many years have we looked at the Houston Texans and said, "Man, they got a roster. Man, they really got a squad on there."
Are you making excuses?
No, I'm not making. I don't care about Watson.
You say if you win,
He's
if
saying
you
that
win, it's
Watson.
on the quarterback, and if you lose, it's on the
Well,
quarterback, right?
well, Twine is saying that Watson isn't 28 and 26. So somebody's working with funny numbers here. But I will say,
I just pulled
I'm
it
not
up
making. I don't know how I'm making excuses for Deshaun Watson. All I'm saying is
I
that
just googled Deshaun Watson NFL record, and it says 28 and 26 record in his
check your
career.
sources. You on
Am
Wiki? Don't be
Yeah.
on Wiki,
I'm on Google.
dude. Yeah, Google. All right, I'll explain to you.
I did
the
not
difference between
click
Google and
I did
Wiki.
not click Wikipedia. I didn't click Wikipedia.
I'll
The
explain to
first
you
thing
the
that
difference between the
popped
internet
up,
and a website in a
Google.
little bit.
I
Look,
googled it.
man,
Just
we've
like
been
if you
here for
Google me.
40.
Have you ever Googled me?
No, why would I do that?
You should do it one time.
He said you're using DuckDuckGo. I don't even know what that is.
Google
Look,
me.
I had no intention of this lasting for
No,
as
well,
long as
listen,
we've been talking right now.
I just
So
want
I'm
to
gonna
say
give
this.
you
Yeah.
this is the 5-minute warning that I'm
Right.
giving everybody that's watching.
Thanks. All right.
Get your comments in, get your
Listen.
questions in if you have any.
Listen, Linda. Listen. I just want everybody to keep the exact same energy.
For what?
Did you let me speak? I thought you was
Go
giving me,
ahead.
I thought you was giving me 5 minutes. All right, listen.
No, I'm not giving you 5 minutes. I'm telling you, we got 5 minutes left in this show.
All right. Well, stop stopping me.
All right.
All right. Keep the same energy that people had. Now I'm seeing like almost a reversal. Now that I see Deshaun Watson is coming into Cleveland with some hate, and the people that were bashing Baker Mayfield are like saying things like, I thought it was about the Cleveland Browns and supporting the Cleveland Browns. Why are y'all hating on the quarterback? It's like, you're doing the same. They're doing the same thing you were doing when you didn't like the quarterback. So you can't have it both ways. You can't tell the people not to hate on the quarterback when you in fact hated on a quarterback yourself. Now it's like you should be supporting him because he's a Cleveland Brown. Like, don't. That is ironically insane to me that they would even post that on their little sites and stuff. To the nerve of anybody who bashed the hell out of this quarterback to tell the people not to hate on a quarterback. Stop it.
You're missing the big picture, man. You're missing the big picture.
No, I understand the big picture. But what I'm saying is the bigger picture is haters gonna hate. So you can't then turn around after you were a hater and turn around and tell someone not to hate.
Twan says he apologizes. He says his completion percent is 67, and he apologized. He said he had a 40 earlier. His bad. Twan said he likes to drink 40 still.
OE, what kind?
I don't even think we want to know.
Ives, Crazy Horse.
No, I didn't even know they still have bottles to make 40s with.
What you talk about? You ain't been in any local convenience store recently?
Yeah,
that's where the 40s are.
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen them here. You know where I live? I live in South Euclid, man. I don't think Get Go on the corner of Mayfield
like
and
you live
Billboard
in
has
Bel Air.
40s. No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Go ahead,
Bro. Listen, man. The The overall theme here.
OE plastic bottle.
Yeah, no wonder his numbers are
His
off. The
his breath
overall
smells straight like old lunch meat right now.
the the overall picture here is that the Browns have got a brand new quarterback for the next 5 years. Yes, he's gonna make a lot of money. Yes, he has a lot of baggage, but
He
he's
gonna
here.
sell a lot of tickets. He gonna
He's
sell a
here.
lot of jerseys.
And he should be able to
Yesterday's price is
challenge.
not today's
He
price.
should be able to challenge, help the Browns challenge for the AFC, the crown of the AFC North next year. I mean, I've got to expect as much as I like seeing the Bengals go on their run, and I'm a Joe Burrow fan. And my brother sent me a funny meme earlier. It said now all four quarterbacks in now all four teams in the AFC North have a black quarterback. And they counted Joe Burrow because I don't know if you know, but Joe Burrow, he's a big Kid Cudi fan. He's in the
Oh
culture, man. He loves the
God.
culture. But anyway, man, the Browns have a
Look,
quarterback.
don't try to Bill Clinton, Joe Burrow, okay? It's not
The
happening.
Browns have a premier quarterback. They have a brand new number one wide receiver in Amari Cooper. We have a little bit of concern about his injury history, especially lately, but we'll see how it goes. And
Yes.
hopefully they can keep the rest of this core. I mean, well, clearly they're
When
going to keep the
you
rest of this core together. They're going to trade Baker Mayfield for something. So we might get another first round pick for this year. Who knows? We'll see. And we're going to roll the dice. And it's March and we're talking football because that's how powerful the NFL is. Here we have the Cavs on the precipice of a playoff appearance without LeBron James. And we're talking Browns. But
it's a
Cleveland.
very polarizing story, man. But all I can say is when you wish upon a star, makes no difference where you are. Everything
Great Lakes.
Cleveland's heart desires.
Hayes Craft IPA. Highly recommend. I think it's a little bit better than OE plastic in a plastic bottle. I don't know.
I'm not drinking no more liquor, sir.
Yeah.
None.
You can't. Can you get Great Lakes down there? Great Lakes?
Nah.
Nah, man.
See? Ain't no Great Lakes. Ain't no great. Ain't
That's
none of that
what happens when you turn your back on your hometown, man. You can't get the good beer.
Can you get King of Diamonds up there?
I don't think my wife. I don't think she wants me to go there anyway, man.
Let me show you some video from the other night at the KOD.
Oh, boy. Bye, Baker.
Speaking of beer bottles,
Bruh, don't get us kicked off the internet. So look, we appreciate y'all riding with us. We'll pop up sporadically and until the season comes back around, and of course we'll get back into the full swing of things. But for right now, go Browns, go Cavs. They got big little couple weeks here over these next couple of weeks trying to hang on to that 6th seed.
Are we gonna get Allen back?
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about that.
Indefinite, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard any updates on that. Evan Mobley has been balling with Jared Allen sideline, but I like this team a lot better when they got the Twin Towers in there, man.
When Evan Mobley.
Thank you, William. William says nice conversation.
Thank you.
Oliver
William.
Says peace. Appreciate y'all. We appreciate the comments. Twan, no more 40s tonight, bro. No more 40s tonight, man. I know it's the weekend.
40s, period.
Hey, Rach, that's my sister, man. Shouts out to you, Rachel, for tuning in as well. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back during the season, man. Has any closing remarks, bro? Please don't make them about Baker. He's gone, man. It's over with.
I don't know why y'all keep saying. Have y'all
say
heard
whatever
anything
you want?
I said?
Say whatever you want. I'm just joking. This Hayes Craft is getting in.
Good Lord. Oh, Susie. Nice. Yeah, I don't really have much. Just, go Browns. Maybe I'll get back in the lab and make a song.
William says for the playoffs, Allen will be back. So hopefully that'll be nice because it's going to be a tough matchup in the first round, no matter who we play. And let's hang on to that 6 seed, stay out of that play-in situation, and go Cavs and go Browns, man. And go Deshaun Watson. It's here. We here now. Oh, I guess I got to do this. All right, get us out of here.
Peace. All right, for Matt and Matt Sports, I'm DJ Hazmat.
And I'm Maddie Wills. Peace.